Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the most industrial stream on a Tuesday night. Yes, it's Trades Talk with me, Pop. All right, so as we usually do, we look around out in industry and see what's going on out there, whether things are getting better or getting worse. Is there more jobs being created? Is there less? People getting laid off? Are plants getting shut down? We will find out by checking at Plant Magazine. And then we'll pick some more articles to look through to see about the shortage of skilled trades, and then we'll get on to picture time. It's usually what I do around here. And I'll answer your questions and such about, topics relating to the trades and do the best that I can to inform you. So, let's get right to it then. But before I do that, I want to say hello to you, David Glenn. Nice to see you hanging out in the old YouTube chat. Sucks to hear that your PC has had the biscuit. But at least, you got your phone and you're still able to join and have a good time listening. And I appreciate that. Anybody else that is out there and lurking and listening, I just want to say I appreciate you. So let's get into the news here. Probably some of the biggest things being talked about right now are the tariffs. Yes, indeed, tariffs. Tariffs for you. You get a tariff, and you get a tariff. That's what it's all going on right now. So, this came up here. It says here, Trump reverses course on some tariffs, but won't change duties on Canada. Well, okay, let's see what that's all about. U.S. President Donald Trump partially reversed course Wednesday on his global trade war following days of market turmoil, but he's not offering any changes to the tariffs hitting Canada. Trump immediately paused for 90 days the levies on nations slapped with the highest duties under his reciprocal tariff regime. A White House official later clarified that a 10% baseline tariff will remain in place for all countries. The president has held fast to his plan to rapidly realign global trade through a benchmark reciprocal tariff since his return to the White House in January, but his tariffs have spread chaos throughout global markets. What's up, DJ Ronnie G? Hey, DJ, you just getting home? Or you might be on the way. Ladies and germaniums. The 10% baseline tariffs on all imports to the U.S. from most countries and higher duties on dozens of nations came into force just after midday Wednesday. Those higher tariffs included a 20% levy on imports from the European Union and 25% tariff on South Korea and a 32% levy on Taiwan. Trump also increased tariffs on Chinese goods to 104%. And Beijing responded with an additional duties on U.S. imports, pushing its total tariffs on U.S. goods to 84%. But honestly, everybody, how much does China import from the U.S.? The U.S. imports way more stuff from China, and Canada too. We import way more stuff from China than they import from us. Why does everyone gloss over the reciprocal aspect of it? Drop your tariff, we drop ours. I mean, that sounds good, Godzillionaire. And welcome, everyone's favorite kaiju. Let's keep going here and see what's up. Trump posted on social media that Americans should be cool and everything's going to work out. Only a few hours before changing course and pulling back some of the most devastating duties. On social media, Trump said he made the decision after more than 75 countries called his administration to negotiate a solution. Later at the White House, the president said he lowered the levies because people were jumping a little bit out of line. They were getting yippy, Trump said. They were getting a little bit yippy, a little bit afraid. What does China buy from the U.S.? Oh, nothing special, just food. Okay, there you go, Godzillionaire. Because they don't have any facilities or the capacity to feed their own people. They have to import it. Okay, I get you. While some countries saw a reprieve, Trump posted that China has shown a lack of respect and announced he's increasing tariffs on Chinese imports to 125%, effective immediately. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent spread his own confusion by telling reporters that Canada and Mexico were included in the 10% universal levy. The White House official later stated that tariffs on Canada remained unchanged. In early March, Trump imposed and then partially paused 25% across the board tariffs on Canada and Mexico, with a lower 10% levy on energy and potash. Goods imported under the Canada-U.S.-Mexico Agreement on Trade, known as CUSMA, do not face duties. Imports that fall outside the Continental Trade Pact are hit with 25% tariff. Well, I would think a lot of stuff would be covered under the trade agreement, but I'm not sure. I haven't really looked into it that deep. Tariffs on automobile, steel, and aluminum imports to the U.S. also remain in place. Ottawa added to its retaliatory measures earlier Wednesday in response to the automobile duties by implementing similar tariffs on vehicles imported from the United States. Unlike the American duties, Canada's tariffs will not affect auto parts on or Mexican vehicles and components. On Capitol Hill, America's new top diplomat in Ottawa was confirmed by the U.S. state Wednesday. At a fraught time in U.S.-Canada relations, former Michigan Congressman Pete Hoekstra said in a statement that Canada is our most valuable trading partner, our largest source of foreign investment, and our largest source of energy imports. I wonder if James knows this guy. James is from Michigan. He might know Congressman Pete Hoekstra. We'll have to see if he shows up, though. As ambassador to Canada, I will work with the Canadian government to review and strengthen our strong trading partnership, secure our borders, confront the deadly threat of fentanyl to our citizens, and build our national security cooperation, Hoekstra said. That fentanyl, that's bad stuff, man. I don't know if you guys know much about it, but if you even touch it and get it on your skin, it absorbs into you and can just wreck you like you wouldn't believe. I definitely don't even want to get involved in that kind of stuff. When I worked in the waste industry, we had to always keep gloves on because you never knew what people were throwing out, and if you touched it, that was it. You were pretty much done for. Trump has repeatedly said America doesn't need anything from Canada. Canadian officials have said Trump's tariffs undermine CUSMA, and his goal is to crush Canada's economy in order to annex the country. I don't know about that. There is something going on behind the scenes, but I don't think it's that. All these tariffs could be a distraction from what some of the real issues are going on. I don't know what they are, but they are really going on about tariffs. So I think it's a smoke and mirrors show. Yeah, Alex, it's very bad. And welcome. How you doing? Good to see you. You order a new power supply, it's going to take 2 weeks to get it. 2 weeks? Oh, man. Oh, well, hopefully that solves all your problems, David. But if you take enough fentanyl, you end up becoming a saint. Yes. Yes, as they're burying you in the ground, you become a saint. Your store just got the Tim Hortons coffee. Oh, so is it getting that popular, Alex, that they're going to start carrying it there? I don't personally drink coffee myself, so I don't know if it tastes any good. Damage to the relationship with Canada came up repeatedly as U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer faced pushback from lawmakers on a congressional committee for a second day on Wednesday. Greer maintained his support for Trump's trade agenda as Republican and Democrats alike questioned the president's tariff rollout and the uncertain goals of his massive trade agenda. Claude Tenney, the Republican congresswoman from New York, said there's been a 23% drop in Canadian visitors to her district's wineries, and she's concerned about what's happening to the historically strong relationship. Local industries also rely on steel and aluminum from Canada, she said. Is there a lot of wineries in that area there, DJ? Do you know? I guess if you'd have to know who Claudia Tenney is. Richard Neal, a Democratic congressman from Massachusetts, told the House Committee on Ways and Means on Wednesday that the trade war is not only dumb, it's unconstitutional. He pointed to Kuzma, negotiated during the first Trump administration, and said it's up for mandatory review in 2026. Instead, Neal said Trump has imposed tariffs on America's closest neighbors. Republican Rep. Dave Schwenkert said whether Greer and his team spend time analyzing the infrastructure realities, we have to actually be able to produce these products. Godzilla, you're drinking coffee right now. You're not an addict, though. You can quit anytime. Oh, Niagara? Not sure. That's 6 to 10 hours north. Okay, DJ. Greer told hearings this week that there would be no exclusions or exemptions, but Trump has shifted course on that as well. The president told reporters at the White House that he would rely on instinct to decide whether any countries or industries should get tariff carve-outs going forward. You have to have flexibility, Trump said. So he's just going to go by instinct? Okay. Honestly, it's causing so much, it's smoke and mirrors, I think, you guys. I think it's causing so much turmoil and everything and wreaking havoc on the markets. There's got to be like a wealth transfer somewhere. Somebody must be benefiting from this chaos. I don't know who, but all this tariffs and everything, I don't know. Just seems like there's something that's happening behind the scenes. Anyways, that's that one. Stella Jones appoints new vice president and CEO. No. Manufacturing business sale or transition takes years and specialized knowledge. No. BMI Group acquires Espanola Pulp and Paper Mill. Somebody's acquiring somebody. Industrial development company BMI Group has formed BioVeld North Incorporated. This subsidiary has signed an asset purchase agreement with Domtar to acquire the former Espanola Pulp and Paper Mill in Ontario. The closing of the sale is subject to customary regulatory approvals. Until then, Domtar will reportedly retain ownership of the assets. The acquisition, which establishes a northern counterpart to BMI's BioVeld Niagara hub in Thorold, marks a new chapter for the industrial site while expanding BMI's network of industrial multimodal sites across Ontario and Quebec, from Iroquois Falls to Niagara and east to Baie-Comeau on the Atlantic. The comprehensive agreement includes a 16-megawatt hydropower plant and dam that currently supplies Ontario's power grid. BMI Group says it will invest in these energy assets to ensure their long-term viability and continued contribution to the region's sustainable energy resources. BMI says it specializes in ready stating and refuturing. What the hell is ready stating? Ready stating and refuturing. They're just making up words now. Honestly, if I look in the dictionary, if I grab a physical copy of the dictionary and look it up, I doubt I will see or find any word that says ready stating or refuturing. A process that has remobilized idle industrial properties across Ontario, Quebec, and Michigan by retooling infrastructure for new uses. We look forward to working closely with the town of Espanola, neighboring and Anishinaabe communities, as well as federal and provincial governments, to realize the competitive advantages of this remarkable region, said Paul Veldman, CEO of BMI Group. The mill, which was indefinitely idle in 2023, employed 450 workers, 32 of whom continued to manage and maintain the site. All right. Tariffs seem like a weird move. First time you heard about them? Yes. It's like, how can I cause the maximum amount of chaos? Start slapping tariffs on everything, and it just punishes everyone. The next story, Honda confirms no plans to reduce Canadian auto production despite tariffs. It's good news for the Honda workers then, isn't it? Honda Canada said Tuesday it is not considering changes to its Canadian automotive production, refuting a news report saying it was looking to shift some production to the United States. Japan's Nikkei financial newspaper reported early Tuesday that Honda is still looking to shift enough Canadian CR-V and Civic production to the U.S. so that it can meet 90% of U.S. sales with vehicles produced there, up from its current level of about 70%. Honda Canada is constantly looking at various contingency plans, but it intends to maintain current levels of Canadian production, said spokesman Ken Chui. We can confirm that our Canadian manufacturing facility in Alliston, Ontario will operate at full capacity for the foreseeable future. No changes are being considered at this time. Honda comments confirm what government officials had said earlier in the day, that no changes are in the works for the Honda operations, which employ around 4,200 people and produced about 375,000 CR-Vs and Civic vehicles in 2023. But if you think about it, using tariffs threatens to crash the world economy. That's one hell of a flex and puts you in a great negotiating position. Okay, yeah. Yeah, if that's what he's all about, if that's what he's trying to prove, then that's fine, Godzillionaire. But like I say, I'm just worried about this being a distraction from something else. We'll continue on here. The company also produces the same models in the U.S., with the Nikkei report saying the company was looking to hire more workers and add shifts to U.S. operations. Honda said it couldn't comment specifically on what was in the report. Honda said its flexible manufacturing approach allows it to quickly adapt to various market conditions, including production shifts to specific models built at each facility, bound for various regions and potentially new markets, depending on customer demand. Canadian production will remain at full capacity thanks to domestic sales, which are up 9% in the first quarter of this year. Federal Industry Minister Anita Anand said earlier in the day that Honda has confirmed it had no production changes under consideration and that she would be meeting with the head of Honda Canada later Tuesday. Ontario Premier Doug Ford said earlier that the head of Honda Canada told him the report is inaccurate. Ford said his office say Honda told them the company does want to increase production in the U.S., but not at the expense of Canadian production. The threat of losing Canadian production comes after the U.S. imposed 25% tariffs on all imported vehicles on April 3rd, including ones produced in Canada, despite the Canada-U.S.-Mexico free trade deal, significantly raising costs for all importers. Hey, what's up, Comic Relief Crusader? How you doing, man? Nice to see you. How did your titillating Tuesday go? Prime Minister Mark Carney said at a campaign stop Tuesday that U.S. President Donald Trump's tariffs are an attempt to pull apart the integration of North America's auto industry. We are seeing some of the impacts of the short term of that with layoffs for some of our automakers, potential shifts in production. Carney said he doesn't think the Trump administration is taking into account how integrated the industry is, and that will likely have to make permanent the currently temporary tariff exemption on auto parts from Canada. In an effort to lessen the hit to the auto sector in Canada, the federal government on Tuesday announced that producers that maintain their production levels in Canada would be able to import a certain number of U.S. assembled vehicles into Canada free of tariff countermeasures. So there's loopholes. There's loopholes that hopefully these guys can go through them. The move comes as Mazda confirmed it was halting production of Canada-bound CX-50 vehicles at its Alabama plant because they're subject to Canadian counter tariffs. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre condemned Donald Trump's unfair targeting of Canada while saying that Canada's counter tariffs should remain in place. Thanks, CRC. Smash that like button. Smash! Yeah, if you guys wouldn't mind. Depending on what platform you're listening to me on. If you're listening on, Kick or Twitch or Rumble or old YouTube, just do what's appropriate for that platform. Speaking outside a Montreal hospital, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh said that Canada should block auto companies such as Honda from removing infrastructure from Canada that public money helped pay for. Well, I don't know if you can do that. That's pretty scummy there if the government's stepping in to do that. He also said Canada should implement rules preventing automakers from selling vehicles in Canada if they don't have a manufacturing presence here. So this guy, the NDP, in case you guys don't know, they are like the most left-leaning party in Canada. They're borderline communist. So it's you never pay attention to what they say or what they want to propose because it's just always something that's going to hurt the common man. There are over 40 million Canadians. We have a growing population because of our immigration policies, so this is a desirable market for auto companies to sell. If you're going to sell a car in Canada, you have to have a footprint in Canada. I mean, you have to make cars here or you have jobs here. Last year, Honda announced a $15 billion commitment to its Canadian operations to create an electric vehicle supply chain in Ontario. The plan supported up by up to $5 billion in public funds, include building an electric vehicle battery plant next to its existing Alliston plant. And I think I remember reading something like that. They were doing that. But as we all have heard and read on here, the market for electric vehicles is falling off. People are not flocking to them like everyone thought they were going to, like all these moronic government officials thought. All those politicians thought people were going to just swoop in and buy up all the electric vehicles. No, not happening. Especially not now. Not when people are hurting. We'll stick with some nice, cheap internal combustion engine. At least I'm going to. So that's it for Plant Magazine. Let's move along to the Financial Post. Leaders pitch financial incentives to boost the skilled trades. I mean, as they should. In this federal election, it's becoming clear that every major party wants to boost productivity. From the Liberals looking to build 500,000 new homes every year, and the NDP's plan focused on shovel-ready infrastructure such as roads, bridges, and medical facilities. It's clear everyone wants to get Canada moving. But as Canada faces a labor shortage in the trades, how will so many projects get off the ground? A recent report from College Trades shows Ontario alone will need to recruit 100,000 tradespeople by 2030 to keep up with the demand as the industry grapples with an aging workforce, bias towards university education, and a pandemic-fueled delay in projects. Meanwhile, the problem is about to get worse. In 2021, RBC projected that 700,000 skilled tradesmen were expected to retire by 2028, outpacing recruitment efforts at the time. The report recommended targeting recruitment efforts towards women and immigrants. Once I've said this before, women don't want to do these jobs. They don't. They think they do, but they don't. And not a lot of them want to go into it anyway. To address the shortage of skilled workers, both the Liberals and Conservatives are looking at big financial incentives to bring more Canadians to the skilled trades. Conservatives have pledged to train 350,000 new tradespeople by 2030 and have said that if elected, they would implement a requirement for banks to recognize all trades or apprenticeships for their registered retirement savings plan. The people who build the homes are not able to buy them, Party leader Pierre Poilievre said during a news conference in March. The choice in the next election is very clear. Under the current rules, many of Canada's apprenticeship programs already qualify for RESP use, though there are some exceptions. For example, all RESP eligible programs must be at least 3 consecutive weeks in length, with at least 10 hours of instruction or work per week from a qualified educational institution, meaning smaller workshops or programs at schools that don't meet the federal criteria can't take advantage. And it's been in my experience that most trades, when you go in for your schooling, you are there a minimum 6 weeks to 6 to 8 weeks. So that shouldn't be a problem. There's always the part of the trade shortage that gets overlooked. Who is going to train the ones you find? You don't learn this stuff from a book. Yes, Godzilla, you need instructors. And in fact, I saw a listing for the Northern Alberta Institute of Technology for millwright instructor. And I was like, that's interesting. I wonder if that'd be something that I wouldn't mind doing, like being able to teach. Or if they get me an apprentice where I'm at, they can always I can always take them under my wing and try to train them up and teach them everything I know. That won't take long, a couple minutes. Where did we leave off here? The Conservative plan would open the RASB to all skilled trades and apprenticeship programs. Meanwhile, the Liberals have pledged to cover all apprenticeship costs up to $8,000. That's just buying people. That's buying votes right there. The Liberal Party, which is the party that's in right now, they're going to cover all apprenticeship costs up to $8,000. That's your vote buying there. That's what that is. That shouldn't be allowed. Yeah, how are you, CRC? Yeah, you got to be able to get up here. The next decades are going to be a great time to be in the skilled trades, said Liberal leader Mark Carney, or as I like to call him, Mark Carnage, because that's what he's going to leave in his wake. He said in a news release, President Trump's tariffs are already impacting Canadian industry, but by investing in workers, we will build a much stronger economy. My new government will make apprenticeship training more affordable so we can build more in the country and connect workers to higher paying jobs. It's affordable now already. It's affordable now. Like, this guy is out of touch. When I retire and Mrs. McKenna gets annoyed with me being around the house all day, you can go teach part-time. Yeah, there you go. You forgot where north I was? That's right. That's right, CRC. You have to travel a bit. But yeah, Mrs. Mechanic, whenever I have like this coming up is Easter, so we get Good Friday off. So I always bug her. I'm like, oh, I'm going to be around the house. And she's like, oh, you're such a cockroach husband because you're always underfoot. Carney is full of shit. Yes, he is. Mark Carnage. He's the guy. Don't trust this guy. Anybody who's Canadian, don't vote for Mark Carney. He's garbage. Even Darth Vader got apprenticeship training. That's right. That's right, DJ. Yes, my young apprentice. Use your anger. Use your fear. The Conservatives also plan to boost funding for the Union Training and Innovation Program, but have also promised more harmonized safety regulations and to scrap the federal cap on travel expense deductions. A lack of harmonized safety regulations has been a hurdle facing trades workers for years. Harmonized safety regulations? What are they talking about? Workers often need provincial qualifications before operating in another province. Well, yeah. I mean, that's why you get a red seal. A lot of trades will have a red seal, which means you can go from province to province. But if you don't, all you have to do is I think you just have to write a test in the next province you're in. So, anyways. It can be costly, limit mobility, and hurt career prospects for those looking to move. Yeah. The latest promises. Liberal leader Mark Carney is promising to reinvest in the military by buying Canadian whenever possible and expanding the CAN Export program to help defense businesses grow around the world. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is promising to crack down on government loopholes, including a ban on shadow lobbyists, increased fines for ethics violations, and a full divestment from tax havens. I would love to see that. If they could ban lobbyists, you're going to be looking at some very poor politicians then. They don't have their pockets lined by lobbyists. That would definitely not get passed, I'm sure. Commie leader Jagmeet Singh is promising to shrink the labor shortage in nursing by requiring provinces to meet certain employment quotas, fast-track qualification for internationally trained nurses and recruitment of U.S.-based nurses. I don't like the term fast-tracking. I don't think that's a good idea. I think you're asking for trouble. You can't just fast-track people because it's going to come and bite you in the ass. The Green Party is calling for universal free tuition for college and university students. Shut up, Green Party. Universal free tuition. People have to pay for that. That'll just come out of the taxes. So Green Party's a write-off. The Bloc Québécois, which is the only they only run politicians in Quebec. They don't run them in other provinces, at least that I've seen. Nobody's going to vote for them anyway in other provinces. They're demanding direct loans and loan guarantees to help the province's lumber industry as it fights back on U.S. tariffs. The party is also calling for Ottawa to support upgrades at the Port Saguenay and for 2 phosphate mines, First Phosphate Corp and Ariane Phosphate, to benefit from the tax credits targeted at critical minerals. Yeah, CRC, they're the drunk party, all right. The Bloc is also calling for Ottawa to support the province's steel and aluminum industry with credit offers, $120 million in support through tariffs, revenue, and flexibility and counter-tariffs measures. Quebec doesn't matter. Exactly, they don't. They get special treatment, and they still want more. And I'm sure it's just a select few of their own politicians that just want to keep grabbing more and more and more. But that's the Financial Post for you. They're telling us there what's going on. Here from Contractor Magazine, Closing the Skills Gap, Why Young People Are Choosing Skilled Trades Over Traditional Careers. Let's see if they get it right. Looks like it's written by somebody named Ellie Gable. Let's see if she knows what she's talking about. Over the past few years, heavy industries and skilled trades have grappled with rising labor shortages. However, recent trends suggest the tides may finally be turning. Many young people are pursuing trade schools and physical lines of work over conventional college and white-collar careers. Much of the current contracting workforce is aging. Firms must focus on the next generation to fill the gaps current employees will leave behind when they retire. While that has proved challenging in the past, the labor market may sway in these industries' favor if current trends persist. How popular are skilled trades among Gen Z? The number of students enrolled in a vocational school has increased by 16% since 2020. While that might not seem like a significant increase, it is a promising trend for sectors that have largely dealt with declining interest in recent years. It's worth noting that enrollment at four-year institutions has not reflected the same growth. What's that, CRC? Alberta needs to be its own independent state with Saskatchewan and BC, like Puerto Rico in the USA. Now correct me if I'm wrong, my American friends, but Puerto Rico is a U.S. protectorate. Is that not right? Hey, Aris, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. But yes, if we were a U.S. protectorate, I don't know if we'd get the same rights and everything and constitution as the U.S. Younger professionals shift towards blue-collar jobs is evident in more than school activity. 2024 report from home services app Thumbtack found that 55% of Gen Zers are considering a career in a skilled trade compared to 43% in 2023. Much of that shift seems to stem from growing social media attention, as 77% of Gen Zers say they've seen more posts about these fields on social platforms. Puerto Rico is an island of trash, so you hear, okay. So it is a protectorate there, DJ? A protectorate just like Orb from Gundam Seed? Like seriously, they're out of room in the landfills and things are overflowing with garbage? Okay. Yeah, there you go, CRC. Territory. Okay, what do we got here? This growth has showcased a more equal gender balance among those interested in skilled trades compared to previous generations, according to Thumbtack. 52% of Gen Z women are considering these careers, nearing the 57% of men who say the same. Yeah, okay. They're considering them. They aren't in them. More for the trade. Yeah, Alex, there you go. You think it's a territory? Okay. Yeah, like I say, I'm not sure myself. I thought you guys would know a little more than me. Interestingly, even Gen Zers who have already pursued a traditional career express more appreciation for blue-collar work. A staggering 93% of Gen Z college graduates say learning a trade is a better path to economic security than college. That's pretty high. 93%. Wow. Gender balance equals all female supervisors, all men as their direct reports. Yeah. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Why would we know U.S. education sucks? Oh, Godzillionaire. I was giving you guys a little more credit than that. Obviously, I was thinking when you guys went through school, it was still okay. You know, did you guys say the Pledge of Allegiance when you went through school when you were young? You know, when I didn't go to like religious schools, you know, like Christian schools or anything like that. But we, where I lived, we said the Lord's Prayer in the morning. And we sang "O Canada," and I think even "God Save the Queen." And we did all sorts of that stuff when I was younger. I think they should get back into doing that again if they don't already. Yeah, you said it every day, right, Alex? Let's move along here. Gen Z's shift towards skilled trades is more than just a matter of social media representation. It comes from several factors, including growing uncertainty over conventional career paths and the rise of artificial intelligence in office jobs. Did I have to memorize the Tim Hortons mission statement? And double for all. That's right. Over the past few decades, a 4-year degree has largely become the societal norm for how people start their careers. However, economic factors may leave some young adults feeling disenchanted about this option. Rising tuition and inflation have led to increased borrowing, leaving Americans with $1.62 trillion in student debt. In 2024, $14 billion more than just 1 year prior. Whoa, geez. That's nuts. Unbelievable. Many graduates have also become uncertain about their prospects of landing a higher paying office job to make up for their education-related debt. A Pew Research study found that 35% of Americans between 25 and 39 with a bachelor's degree and outstanding debt say their degree's benefits were not worth the expense. And I've told you guys that too as well, or at least agreed with it whenever I've seen it. Because trade schools and apprenticeships are often more affordable than our 4-year college, Gen Z may see them as a promising financial alternative. Growing demand in industrial sectors may also make the return on investment look better compared to a highly competitive white-collar job market. The growth of AI in office work has also incited fears and doubts over job security in these industries. As many as 75% of U.S. employees express concern that AI will make some roles obsolete, and 65% worry that AI will take their jobs. While this concern applies across all generations, Gen Z showed the most aversion to AI, being the least likely to use it at work or believe it will make them more efficient. Blue-collar work, while still automatable to an extent, involves fewer tasks that AI can manage. Consequently, it may offer security amid growing AI-related job anxiety. True, I agree with that. How can contractors and firms respond? These trends are promising for employers in hands-on industries. Many of these fields have been struggling with labor gaps. The U.S. faces a shortage of 400,000 welders alone. So rising interest from young people could provide much-needed relief. However, this does not mean contractors and firms will automatically see a growing workforce. More Gen Zers may be interested in skilled trades than millennials and Gen X, but this generation also has different expectations of their employers. Consequently, industries must adapt to cater to their new audience and to resolve skill gaps. No, they don't. Employers are going to look at Gen Z people that come in and go, I want this, I want that. And they're like, ha ha, there's the door, get out. Yeah, they're not going to cater to these guys. Not at all. It's like, nope, you come here. This is how it's done. And we're not changing for you. So they're just, they're delusional if they think that's going to happen. Ensuring social responsibility as a company and on the job site is crucial. A significant 72% of Gen Z workers say working for a business with values aligning with their own is very important. 68% said the same about diversity, equity, and inclusion. Firms implementing protocols addressing bias and inequity in the workplace may appeal more to this generation. Yeah, once again, if they're stupidly going to do that, they're not going to have any kind of job. Yeah, it's like, oh, you guys don't align with my beliefs. Okay, get lost. We'll find somebody else that likes money. Somebody else that wants to live. Yeah, like I say, you want to be a snowflake in the trades, you're not going to last. You're going to just quit on your own because you can't take it. You want to make an impact on day one. Okay, go clean up that mess over there. Yeah, here's a broom. Here's a shovel. Get to work. Schedule flexibility and the ability to work autonomously are also important to younger professionals. Consequently, moving away from the conventional work week and giving workers more autonomy after training could effectively attract applicants. You have to come to the job site in the trades. There's no, I'm going to work from home. Blah, blah, blah. No. You get to the job site. Wake up. Show up on time. Hey, it's Fabric. What's up, man? We've missed you around here. At least I have. Values schmalues. How much you paying me? Yep, that's right. That's the thing. Yep. You know, 100%. We missed you last week, man. Were you away teaching surgery and stuff? Blue-collar employers and lead contractors may need to aim younger when filling labor gaps. This trend will likely take time to have a substantial impact on skilled trade employment, but it is a promising shift. Learning how to take advantage of it will help hands-on industries thrive in the future. Yeah, so that's that one. As I've said before to you guys, it's the companies. The companies have to pull their heads out of their ass and look around and be like, oh, you know, our workers are retiring, they're leaving, and we have to replace them. You better get people in now so they can be trained up by the time people like me retire. The next generation of tradesmen will be all trained up and ready to just step in nicely. So as I slowly fade out of sight into the sunset, you have another person that's just going to pick up where I left off. Should be no hiccups. But a lot of companies don't do that because they just don't have, they have the blinders on. They don't look ahead far enough. They have to see, you know, they have to have a panic or an emergency before they even get an inkling of they have to do something. All right, well, with that, that's the last article. Did you guys see my new short I put up? I finally grabbed my phone and I grabbed the trouble light. And there we go. Here it is. I finally put it up there. The guy drilled right through it. Unbelievable. Blows my mind. I was hoping to get some more views on that, but not a lot of people have really watched it, so. Anyway, that is that. Next up, it's picture time. It's picture time. You were wondering if that's a TV remote or what? Yeah, there you go, DJ. That's a trouble light that somebody they put it in a pipe and then they drilled in from one of the branches off that same pipe, and they wanted the light in there so they could see if they were cleaning out because they were cleaning it out, and he pushed it through and bang, went right through it. Short. There you go. Thanks, DJ. He drilled right through it. I was just like, you gotta be kidding me. And it still works, to its credit. He was having to do call-outs in addition to the clinic because your vet, the university has to cover you, complained that there was too much work and quit. Aww. So now there are two covering your workload. Wow. So it takes two to do your job. Yeah. I mean, what a whiner. Too much work. Yeah. It's called working. You love that short? Yeah. I'm glad. Okay. So, the title of the stream today was Parts Inventory. So whenever you get something new, you always end up having to have parts for it. And as for me, this is what I got. Let me just adjust this a little bit. There we go. And a Godzillionaire will like this because I didn't get any flash from the camera on here. So he always likes it when there's a nice big bright flash so you can't even read the tag. But I did this for catalogs, to catalog this. You just finished Moonrise on Netflix. I think I've heard of that before. I haven't watched it though. So, taking down all the pertinent information. This is what you do. You catalog your parts so that you can get them quickly and easily, and people know what you're asking for. This thing is brand new. Never been used, but I need more of them. And we'll see what it is in a minute here. So yes, everything gets cataloged. It's all on this one metal band, which looks like they just, they riveted it to it. Okay. So it's a 90-degree ball valve, and quite robust, actually. This thing is heavy. PTFE is Teflon. Yes, DJ, exactly. Do you know what PTFE stands for without looking up? I think it's polytetrafluoroethylene, if I recall off the top of my head. But yes, Teflon is it the Dow company brand name? Dow? I think. Anyway, as you can see, this thing is a flange mount ball valve. Godzilla likes to watch those arc weirder videos. Yeah, the arc welder ones. So this goes on a rail car. So there it is, brand new. You can even it's got the serial number, everything on it. It's even got the plug on it still. I had to install the arm on it because it got shipped without the arm on it, so I just had to take the nut off and screw that on. It's got a nice cover here to protect the face of the flange. There it is there. And this tells you the size of flange that this piece will protect. A 300, a 400, or a 600. All 3-inch. A 300, 3-inch size, 400, or a 600. There's the back of it. It says it's a 2-inch 2-inch valve. There's the other side. It's so clean, that'll change. You know it will. Yeah. That's why I'm getting pictures of it now, so I can be like, here's what it looked like when it was clean. But yes, this is a brand new part, brand new valve. I need 3 more of these because every rail car takes 4 of them. So because we got new rail cars, I'm like, hey guys, I need the people that were sending us the rail cars. I'm like, I need some spares, you know. You can't just send me a rail car with no spare valves. So I got 1. It's like, oh, okay. Cheap views on Streambo. Get out of here. Yeah, so there you go. Brand new 90-degree ball valve. Flange mount. And this thing is heavy. Like, we're talking all stainless. I think it even says that. Yeah. 316 stainless steel. Ball and stem is also 316 stainless steel. It's all. Spares, such a worrier. What? I'm in maintenance. I have a maintenance and mentality, which means I always need to have spares. Because there's nothing worse than having something broken down and you're waiting a week or 2 for a part to show up. Best to have it on hand. You know that. So yeah. Spare part. Oh, fabric. Did you want... oh, ye of little faith. Yeah, what am I going to do? Rely on just-in-time manufacturing? No. I need to keep parts stocked. Why would you need spares? What could possibly go wrong? Yeah, exactly. But yeah, fabric. Was it you that asked to see the pond last time? I can't remember. I did take video of that. Of the pond getting pumped out. Let me see, I should be able to find it here. Oh yeah, there it is. All the MBAs and managers have assured me JIT inventory management is the way to go. Oh yeah? Do they still work where you do? They still have jobs? Make this bigger. I know some of you guys saw this last week, but I'm pretty sure it was Fabric that wanted to see this. There's the pond. This is taken last week. There's just a little bit of ice on it, and you can see how much water's in there. There's one of the little ditches that drains into it. Oh, you watched it. Okay. Thanks, man. Of course they do. Their clothing is better than high-grade PTFE. There we go. Look at that ice in there. Ice in the well. Those other pumps can't go down there because the ice blocks the way. Le ribbit. Yeah. Oh, ho, ho. Look down in the water here. There it is. So that's all gone now. This week the pond is all pumped out. And I lowered those electric pumps now, so we don't have to use the gas pump anymore. And it was, yeah, there we go. It's pumping into the evaporation pond. Your thought was that poor little pump. It's just working its guts out. It does a good job, though. Yeah, he's just giving her. Just keep it filled up with fuel and away it goes. There we go. We'll see what happens. And if it doesn't rain much here, we should be okay. But that ground is very saturated. There's a little pump that could. Yeah, you're right. That pump eats trash and keeps working, just like you. Yeah. That's why we call it a little trash pump. And I'll show you the results of what happens. You might not be able to see it very well, but all of a sudden our forklift guy was driving around and he's like, "Hey, I was driving out on the yard and the pavement sank like 3 inches under the wheels." And we were like, "Oh, uh-oh." So I went out and took pictures. And this is right in line. You can see down here a little bit of storm drain. So the pipe goes underneath the pavement and it must have collapsed. So we have a little bit of a sinking problem, as you can see. So the moisture in the ground, and this ground is very saturated. It's very, very poor drainage right now. But it just sits there and it liquefies the soil, and then, things start sinking. So I tried to get a good shot of it, but it's tough to see. But what are you thinking about? Yeah, so this is a problem for the site. We have to make sure that the drainage is better so that we don't, everything doesn't sink and frost heave and whatever. So it's a very grave situation. I've expressed it to the higher ups that, hey, we've got to do something about this. There's money in the budget. We have to fix all the sinkholes and clean out all the drainage that go to the pond so that the water will flow quickly off the site. Canadian sinkhole, you thought we were done with? Yes, Ottawa, the Canadian sinkhole. But I'll see you at the Beaver Hut later. We'll go party. That's another sinkhole. Different one. But yeah, this is tough to see, but the ground was very soft. The pavement, the asphalt was very soft as well. So we've got drainage problems, and we've got to take care of the drainage problems. Yes, when the ground thaws, it flows like exactly fabric. Exactly. Now you want to play Mario and Duck Hunt? There you go. Fire it up, Ars. I do like me some good Mario and Duck Hunt. And a little bit of compressor refill on my part. I every couple months, because this thing runs 24/7. The compressor runs 24/7. It doesn't stop. We even have a backup diesel powered one. And every 3 months, the oil gets changed out because it needs fresh oil because it runs so much. So as you can see there's where the twin screws are for the compressor. It's a screw compressor, so there they are there. That black piece there. There's the air inlet. There's the filter box. Down here is the coupling and the motor. And on that, connected to that are vibration sensors. So that when we have this up on the screen, you can see how much vibration, and you can sort of will be able to tell if it's going to fail by how much the vibration increases. So we have a few of these around, vibration sensors, and they're very important. Yeah, Veritax, it is. It's pretty darn clean. You know, I make sure. Try to keep this as clean as possible. If there is any oil spill or anything down here, I will wipe it up and clean it up. These hoses tend to get saturated with oil and they will weep. So they will like have oil weeping on the outside. So they need to get changed every once in a while as well because of the oil saturation. You know, yeah, they're hydraulic hoses, but still they get saturated with oil. Do you have sensors? You don't wait until the bolts get loose, fall out to measure vibration? Hey, you walk by, and if you get a nice massage, it's like, there we go. When the ground shakes in front of you there. No, we have that kind of a setup. Have some vibration sensors. I try to take care of everything so that it has to run smoothly. But yeah, oil change every 3 months. Just because the thing runs 24/7. And yeah, Veritax. Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping in. We're having a good old time here, just looking over some of these pictures and such. Stuff that I've had on the old USB drive. Just put googly eye stickers on the pump, tell you how much it'll shake. Yeah. Unfortunately, that door has to go back on over it. That what we were looking at there, it has a cover that goes on because it pulls the air through the end. In fact, didn't I get a video of that? I thought I got a video of that. I'll have to check back and see, but I thought I took some video of the filter. Anyways, we have a filter on the one end. It pulls all the air through. It pulls it through the cooling, the radiator, and that cools it. It's air-cooled compressor. I open the door and get hit by a bolt. Ah! Bolt out of nowhere. Yeah, all right. I may have to go take some more video then to show you guys what it looks like, kind of the setup it has, or at least find the video. I swear I put it on there, but maybe not. Maybe it's still on my work computer, but that's okay. Hey, if you guys feel like it, please hit that like button. You know, you guys take the time. You know, I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys coming by. For some, it might be the most bolt action they see. Oh, hey-oh. A bolt out of the blue, as it were. Yes. It's either that or you bolt out of the beaver hut. Well, I want to thank you guys. I'm going to wrap it up now. Thank you guys for stopping by. David Glenn, he's got the Pooch PC, so he's got to wait until he gets a new power supply. DJ Ronnie G, if you want to see turtles and tech and astronomy, you tune into DJ Ronnie G. He's got the Monday show on Thursday. And old Godzilla, everybody's favorite kaiju. Alex Moore, of course, always glad to see you. Comic Relief Crusader, fellow Albertan. And of course, Aris, it's always good to see you. Aris streams on YouTube as well. He always streams a lot of cool games. You tune in and see Aris. And of course, Fabric Folds, my favorite large breed veterinarian. Busy guy. You're a busy guy. Apparently, you have to hire 2 people to do the same job that you do. I weep for the future, Fabric. And Veritax, always good to see you, buddy. Smash yonder like button, please. Yes. And even add to that, hit the like button, but tell your friends, spread the word, let them know old Pop's here. You know, I like seeing people pop in, old and new. There's other channels out there, people I follow and I enjoy watching, like Pacific 414 and DJ Ronnie G, Brandon the Anime Guy, Carl at the RNG Podcast. There's Tomby, Angry Canadian, Nerdtorial Lifeform, everyone's favorite Penguin Punkwaddle, and of course Infinite Metal. He's a fun guy to watch on Twitch. I really enjoy watching him play games and get mocked by Skelly, the undead Dragon Lord. Hey, thanks for putting Aris's link in the chat there, DJ. Really appreciate it. Aris is streaming tonight or tomorrow or Thursday or any night. There you go. Coming up, guys, it's Saturday on Retro Game Day. I'm going to be playing more Donkey Kong for the DS. This is kind of a strangely controlled game, you know, where you're just swinging from peg to peg. But, yeah, it takes some getting used to. It's pretty fun so far. Maybe I'll keep up with it for a while. See how far I can get. Then on Sunday Anime Chat. Stop by. Because the theme of this month is awful anime in April. So I don't usually do this, but I'm going to tell everybody the anime I feel is awful to watch. And so maybe you can avoid it as well. And then after that, Tuesday, once again, we're here for Trades Talk. 7 p.m. You know, more industrial talk, more, you know, seeing what's out there and, you know, what it takes to be in the skilled trades and how to get into them. You wonder if you're the only one who finds Twitch a profound disappointment. So much steady camera work, hardly any Twitch. Oh. Yeah, it's they must have their stabilization on there, Veritax. So yes. Thanks for coming out, everyone. I had a fun time. I hope you had fun as well. And I hope you will join me again. Either on the weekends or on Tuesday night. Until then, everyone, I've been Pop, and I am signing off.